Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, March 28th. We are looking at Window Traders market profile of the ES and the NQ. Well, absolute bashing by the Bears today over the Bulls. We end up with outside weeks down. Now, again, that's not the end of the world, but after seeing how this week started with $5 gaps higher, to not only take that gap back, but have an outside week down is very disappointing. The fact that we got back to the 200-day moving average and absolutely got rejected is disappointing. So we're going to have to see how things shake out. Range was excellent. It was the 9th largest range in ES and SPY today. Volume in the 60s, so better than average, but not great. One thing, though, I was speaking to somebody in the room. He had a very good point. I think so many people are trading options these days. And again, I used to trade the SPY ETF, and then it got expensive, and I went to options. And now, obviously, at these prices and with the 0-day expiration, I have a feeling that is cutting into the volume a lot. So I do have to be a little less critical of the volume. However, I still think when you're down 2% and things of that nature in ES, 2.5 in NQ, we should still be able to do over 100 million shares. But maybe the option game has taken away a lot of it because I just haven't seen it. Now, I also know it's not real long-term money either. So maybe if we ever really get that in here, that would pick up. But for now, not the case. But I will take these kind of ranges. Today was incredibly accommodating. So after yesterday losing, even though I battled back a lot yesterday to take back more than 60% more of the loss, today was a fantastic day. I'm not going to even go over all my trades because you can guess what I did. I'll show you a couple. We'll go over all these charts. Righty finishes with a double distribution day with 2 sets of single prints. Okay? And Q finishes with a triple distribution day and an afternoon rally high in J. Now, we did price pro, but not far enough to use the previous lows of the day in both ES and NQ. ES also ends with a triple distribution day and an afternoon rally high in J. So, unlike yesterday when they head faked, at least early, to get the overnight low, this market was short from the overnight, had no inventory adjustment, and just ripped lower. So I can tell you, without going over my trades, first of all, I shorted every time frame A through H today. The real good ones were in A to get the overnight low, B to get A's low, C to get the IB low, the turnover trades, the single print trades. Even E period, when they filled C's singles, was a very nice short. So that's what I did all day. A through H, I shorted. My last trade of the day, believe it or not, was a long in J period to stop the one-time framing down and look for the afternoon rally high. So I got it, but J didn't get high enough for me. I thought we might push higher and pick back this set of singles, and I was looking to short it around the 42 level. Didn't get there, didn't do anything, and then basically these last 3 hours turned into chop. So believe it or not, my last trade of the day with NQ being down 2.5% was one long, and I made money on that one. Not a lot, but I made money. So excellent day overall. Good way to finish the week after yesterday. It was a good week overall. So I'm going to go to the charts in a minute, but I just want to show you the disappointment profile-wise. I mean, remember, we came out of this balance finally to the upside, and Tuesday went up. But then Wednesday, I was quite surprised with the amount of pullback we got. Well, obviously, it was a prelude to today. Never thought we'd take back that much Wednesday. Yesterday, we traded in a lower distribution of Wednesday. And then today, Down she went. Now, NQ also gapped lower today, which turned out to be a very nice short also. ES did not. So they do look like B shapes for long liquidation. Of course, there's longs getting out now. Weeklies have just gone down to balance. The monthly is down. The daily is down. Anybody still long is getting out. Anybody looking for a V-shaped recovery today was going to be quite disappointed. The bears controlled it from the outset. And that's why when we popped up a little bit knee, I'm like, anybody looking for a long is crazy against these single prints. We're not taking this back. You got to be looking for a short. So anyway, we kept the room. I'll tell you one thing, and that's another huge benefit in my room. I will rarely tell you to not take a trade. I couldn't be more forceful A through H. Even in E period. Even though we had two-sided trade, I said, I'm not looking for a long. I'm looking for a short if they'll see singles, which they did. Now, once you got this two-sided trade, well, then you had two-sided trade. Even though the bears had full control, you still had two-sided trade. So we kept a lot of people out of looking for any longs in A, B, and C especially. So let's get to the charts now and see what kind of damage is being done. We had outside weeks down. I think I mentioned that, but we'll look. So here's the monthly in NQ. IWM. We always look at IWM first. It was a short-lived time that IWM was up on the monthly. 1 month. And then it came into balance with the inside month after that, and now we're down. Not a healthy looking monthly. Now this month here, that low was I'll round it out, 197. And that had a really nice finish to that month. This month's low, can't make this up, 197. Okay? This was 196.70. But look at that. But obviously we have the end of the quarter Monday. We're not going to have the same push up this month that we had that month. However, is this a potential double bottom? Again, it's a monthly. We have no idea yet, right? We have to see what April brings us. But it's something to keep an eye on. A little sliver of hope for the bulls. But for now, the monthly is down. But keep an eye on that 197 level going forward. The weekly is balance. And it's an outside week down. It's a 3-week balance. This week's high is the high of it. 3 weeks ago, low is the low of it. And that low, my friends, is 197. Critical level for me. If you're trading IWM, that's a possible double bottom on the monthly. That's your balance low on the weekly. And the daily is certainly down. Your next target, 197. So, we talk about our hump levels. I love to use that. So in IWM, your hump level on the downside is 197. Keep that in mind if you trade it. NQ and triple Q. Monthly is down, right? We're not looking at any double bottom just yet. The monthly is just purely down after they came out of a 3-week balance. The weekly is a 3-week balance. This week's high, 3 weeks ago low. Outside week down. 3 weeks ago, that low is 466.43. This week's low is 468.05. So that's your balance low. How do we come out of it? Well, it's a week. We'll see. I'm curious to see how they're going to close the market on Monday with such a poor quarter. I had looked earlier. Let me see if I can remember. ES was down about 5%, NQ 7%, and Righty almost 10%. Not a good way to start the year. Do they keep selling them on Monday to just establish, it's a shitty quarter to end with, so why not push them down even further so you can start Tuesday and try to get the second quarter going from the lows? Again, that's possibility, but I won't trade thinking that. I'll trade what's in front of me on Monday. Okay? So the monthly is down, the weekly is balanced, and the daily is down. Now we had kind of a double bottom here on the daily in triple Qs. 467.01, and this daily low is 466.43. So what's today's low? 468.05. So we'll see. But again, that's the balance low on the weekly from 3 weeks ago. So again, the intermediate is balance. The monthly and dailies are down. And then on the S&P, it's going to look the same. Down on the monthly. Weekly, 3-week balance, outside week down. Now remember, it's an outside week down, not day down, which means you have all week to see if sellers get paid. Now it would behoove them to get going early on the week to try to get more of a push down. But again, it is a weekly, so we'll have to see. And then the daily is obviously down. And again, this 200-day moving average, we traded through it 3 days. I really thought, remember what I said? And this is so important in trading, the word acceptance. Yeah, I hate when people just give levels and say, well, we got my target. That's all great. You got your target. Who cares? Are you getting acceptance or rejection above or below that target? Right? That's what's key. We said a huge gap. Went high the next day. But we said 1, 2, 3 days doesn't make a market. Was this acceptance above the 200-day moving average after Tuesday? And I said, no, it's not. We don't know yet. Now, a lot of people would have said, what are you talking about? We have a $5 gap. Of course we're accepted. We're going to go. Well, you saw it happen Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Continuation or lack of. Acceptance or rejection. Huge, huge sayings and putting them into context. So, we'll see if longer-term money does decide to get involved. I don't think you would see long-term money really get involved unless, and here comes the word again, we got acceptance below the year's low. As ugly as this was this week for all three of us, after that start on Monday, I think longer-term money is looking at the bigger picture here, this whole thing. Okay? So acceptance below 550 in SPY, you could have trouble on the horizon. Trouble with long-term money selling it. Acceptance above Tuesday's high in the 200-day moving average, and maybe you get the opposite. So again, I know I've been saying it, but it's not resolved. Now, you can look at the others real quick. Now, triple Qs, same thing. They got close. They didn't even get above it, but it's the same thing. Acceptance below this low, you got to watch out. Acceptance above the 200, bears got to watch out. Now, IWM is not even close. They were the canary in the coal mine back on February 21st. That's 5 weeks ago. Markets got hit pretty good in those 5 weeks, right? They're nowhere near their 200. So, but again, you still have to look at it as what happens below the yearly low. I hope all this helps. Look, you ever have any questions, you could always email me at paul@camelbacktrading.org about any of these things we talk about. Look, we talk trading all day in the room. So the last 3 hours of today was pretty quiet. Yeah, we BS about sports a little bit, but the majority of the time was talking about the market. So if you really want to learn and educate yourselves, I ask you to join me here at camelbacktrading.org. Hope you had a good day and a good week trading. Rest up, enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.